All right, Coach, thank you very much. It's the National Football League presented by EA Sports. Just as we were ready for air, it was the Colts emerging from the locker room to great fanfare here in Indy. They're ready to go as the Colts get set to match up with the Tennessee Titans. The calendar has turned to December, and we're in the home stretch now as we're underway in Week 13. That's fielded in the end zone. And he'll bring it a few past the 20 to the 23-yard line.
The Titans take over first and 10 at their own 23-yard line.
Here we go. 60 Pittsburgh.
Now a first-time 1,000-yard rusher from a season ago, it's Derrick Henry. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. 31 yards there and a first down. And we were down on the field watching Henry warm up before the game. He's a big man. No wonder he breaks those tackles.
And you remember what I told you when we were watching? It's not all pads. I mean, you get him out of pads and just see him in a regular suit or an outfit. He is a huge human being and a lot faster than what people know. When he gets rolling, he's a lot to bring down.
Tannehill on first down. Throwing over the middle, but it's incomplete. He was looking for the running back, Derrick Henry, and that'll bring up second down.
Used to have a coach just tell us all the time, those scouting reports aren't just to use up paper, guys. Well, nowadays, we're watching a computer screen, right? They scouted this team very well. Know that they like to use the running backs in the passing game. They covered that play successfully.
After the incomplete pass, here now is second and 10. A first carry for the converted wideout, J.D. McKissick. He fights forward for a couple with a penalty flag down. And the linemen, they're already walking back. That time the right guard sending him backwards.
And so many different types of guys rotate in on the defensive line now depending on situations. You can get the bulky guy, the fast guy. No matter what, though, you can't hold him.
Now they face a second and long following the holding penalty. Now a play fake, and it's Tannehill. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. DeForest Buckner in there to get him, and that is sack number 6 now for him on the year.
Well, nothing takes a start to have a good drive quite like a big loss on a sack, does it?
Now they're looking at a third and long, and suddenly the momentum shifted to the other side of the football.
And old Mo is a very, very fickle man.
Needs something from deep in the bag of tricks here after first and second down went backwards. It's third and very long. From the gun, here's Tannehill. He's going to loft this one deep left sideline. Oh, he almost picked it. Nearly a turnover there on their opening drive. That's a throw he'd like to have back. Now fourth down.
Well, that certainly looked like something that they discussed all week in practice getting ready for this one. Take the big shot right out of the gate. At worst, you'll open up the defense a little bit, loosen them up, have them back on their heels.
And did they keep it in? They did. They kept it in. It's down close to the goal line at the 1-yard line.
You rarely call your punter a weapon, but he certainly was there. How about that? Pinning him down at the 1-yard line and helping out the defense in a big way. I'm telling you what, if I'm a defensive coordinator, I might be thinking safety right now.
Here we go. 60 outlaw.
All day, just like that. Just like that.
Yes. Shoot.
They'll run on first down. Swift. And he'll get this only up to about the 3-yard line. Kevin Byard up to make the tackle. Nice job there on the tackle. Keep him to the short gain. And, of course, he got some good news this week. He was named AFC Defensive Player of the Week from last week's effort.
And part of the reason he got that award, because of plays like that. Not every play is spectacular. Not every play is for a loss. Make the plays that are in front of you, keep it to short gains, and you pile up statistics.
Here we go, D. All day, defense, all day. All day. 36, 36.
Five.
On second down now, Swift. And he takes this just about a yard shy of the 20. It'll be a gain of 17 and an Indianapolis first down.
And that's a run that'll energize an offensive line. They'll take that one all day long. Fundamental breakdown by the defense. You've got to be able to make plays on the edge.
So a much rosier picture now after that last play. Here's first and 10 at the 19-yard line. Here's the second-year back out of NC State, Naheem Hines. And they'll get 8 out of this before being stopped at the 28. A good run there on first down, and it'll leave them with a 2nd and 2. Line of scrimmage, the 28 now as they come up on 2nd and a couple. This is Marlon Mack, third-year running back. And not much, maybe a yard up to the 29.
Absolutely love the effort there. The ability to flow from his inside spot and stop that one at the line of scrimmage. Nice linebacker play.
Set, ready? 18 Gator.
Here we go. Tight right. 3 down. Hey, check. 3 down.
He'll have a first down past the 40, and he'll take it to the 43-yard line. A 14-yard gain for Indianapolis and also move the sticks.
They've got good playmakers on the offensive side of the ball. I don't know what happened last week to really hurt their performance and hold down their production, but I would dare say that this week in practice, there's a lot of talk about how they're going to increase their proficiency.
Yeah, it was a good start getting the playmakers involved. You mentioned that to me pregame. That's what they did there.
Yeah, I think a lot of people think the coaching staff really gets on them, and that's how they motivate them. Most of these guys are self-motivated. They have a lot of pride in their performance.
All runs on this drive so far. It's first and 10. And he'll give it here to his running back. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's second down. That loss of 3, a rare stumble on a promising drive. Here's second and 13. They'll try the left side. Swift. They'll wind up getting 10 back as that sets them up for third down. Well executed there on second down, so do you go back to the air on third?
Well, that's a possibility, but now you've opened up things to where you showed that you would run the ball in a long-distance situation. You might come back again because I doubt they believe you'll do it a second time.
The 8th play of the drive coming up. It's 3rd and 3. On third down, Swift. get this one down to about the 20-yard line. Good yardage there for the Colts. 18 and a first down. Quite the opening drive march they're on right now.
It looks a lot like what we saw in practice prior to the game, doesn't it? You know, because on that last big practice beforehand, you go through your offensive script. You go through your play calling. You go through all the stuff and establish things. And it looks like it's going like clockwork right now for them.
No score after one on EA Sports.
Got it.
Switch up. Ricky.
Ready.
On first down, Swift. And he's only going to get a yard from the 20 to the 19. This defense against the run, by the way, they're not top 5, but they are top 10.
So what's your philosophy here? Do you try and run the ball against a team that's pretty good against the run? What if you're a pretty good running team? If so, you might want to go ahead and run it anyway because that's your strength.
And good downhill running. He's got 6 yards down to the 13.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
So 2 of 2 on third down conversions on this drive, and now they face a 3rd and 3 here.
80 weapon.
Not here. Check 52.
Shoot.
They'll set up a throw. And he's got his man, the tight end, McDonald. 2 yards is all they'll get on the completion. It's 4th down.
One hallmark of good defenses is understanding the game, understanding positioning, and tackling immediately in the secondary after catches. I think we just saw that on display right there.
Got to him before he ever had a chance to think about turning it upfield. Now Matt Bryant on for the field goal.
A 28-yard attempt.
And Bryant's kick is good. And the Colts hit the scoreboard first. It's 3-0. Well, they started that drive all the way back at the 1, able to march down, get 3.
It was daunting to begin with, wasn't it? But I thought overall, a very poised and efficient drive to get 3 points.
The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. The Titans offense set to begin the drive. This one a little slow to get cooking. Just a 3-0 scoreline as they begin with a 1st and 10. And this is going to be caught, but they'll say out of bounds. So it's incomplete.
And that's one he's got to be happy to have back. There wasn't a hole open in the zone.
You'd have to think on early downs like that, first down there, need to be a little bit more careful.
Yeah, fortunately for him, got a couple more downs to play with.
An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. Derrick Henry. And not much to speak of. Call it a 1-yard gain up to the 26.
Well, that's a good start to this drive on the defensive side of the ball.
Force the incompletion on first down. Then you're able to shut down the running play on 2nd.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised now. A little bit of pressure going at the quarterback in an expected passing situation.
And for the Colts, an extra defensive back in there now on 3rd down. A shotgun snap for Tannehill. And the throw there going to be incomplete.
It's always a goal, and it's really nice defensively when you can rally to the football and make sure there's enough contact to force an incompletion.
Force an incompletion and force another punt. Here's Brett Kern now as he'll kick it away for the 2nd time. Agnew now to return. Nice job bringing that one back. 14 on the return. And the Colts will go on offense here, 1st and 10.
At their own 30-yard line.
The Indy offense at the line and set to go. And last time they got 3 points, but it was a chip shot field goal. And when you go to the sideline after a chip shot field goal, maybe the offense not too happy.
It's a balancing act, isn't it? Because you're exactly right. They're none too pleased that they didn't punch it in for 6 points. But they also have to remember they did put points on the board.
3 points is 3 points.
And in this league, you take points when you can get them. Not easily done.
So this helps to start a drive. After the penalty, it'll be 1st and 5. And they give this time to the tailback. And he'll lose yardage. Brought down at the 32. Call it a full 3 yards in the wrong direction there. Brings up 2nd down.
Reed.
Double time. Double time. Hey, here we go. 82's moving. 82's moving.
Go. On the ball. Get it.
Here's 2nd and 8. And that'll be incomplete. Took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on, 3rd down.
Nice play there to force the incompletion. And to me, one thing's for sure. When you're the underdogs and you're playing on the road, you absolutely have to get takeaways. You've got to get the ball from them.
Yeah, win that turnover battle, going to be key. They didn't get one there, but you get the feeling they keep making plays like that, they might just get a few.
Yeah, once you get one, defensive teams think they come in bunches.
Back to throw here. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down.
They just gave up a sack there, and if I'm not mistaken, they gave up 4 last week, didn't they?
Yes. And just looking really porous, aren't they?
They really are, and I'm wondering if they're going to have to start thinking about keeping the tight end in, maybe a back, someone to help assist, because right now, their quarterback's been getting hit a lot in the last couple of games.
On is the punt team now as this one's sent away. On the return, Jackson. We'll call that a punt of 54 yards. Well struck. And it'll be Titan football.
1st and 10. At their own 23-yard line.
The Titans offense set to begin the drive. They've had it twice. They've punted twice. Not the start they were hoping for.
Not at all, and let's face it, every facility we visit, everyone talks about converting on 3rd down, how big that is. In this situation, they've had to punt it away twice, so they're furiously going over things on the sidelines. What do we need to do to pick up a 1st down and change our momentum?
The 21-yard line.
First play of the drive goes the wrong way. Here's 2nd and 12.
Focus, defense, focus. Alert 3, alert 3. Alert 3.
They'll toss it to Henry. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. He lost 4 there, and it's 3rd down.
He has elite instincts from his linebacker spot. He's able to diagnose the run and flies in like a missile to stop that one behind the line of scrimmage.
Second quarter, 2 minutes remain, 3-0 our score. So time to start going in the other direction as they come up now 3rd and long. A reminder, once we hit halftime, as we do all season, we'll send it down to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. He'll have all the stats and scores from games in progress around the NFL.
The best multitasker in the business, the coach.
And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked up by Kenny Moore. And the return comes to a halt right at the 44-yard line. They're trying to resurrect his confidence. Last week was a disaster. 5 interceptions in that loss, and another pick there.
I played with a quarterback like this before, and he had a tough game, and the head coach said, I'll take him, I'll fix him. The very next game, he started out the exact same way. And the head coach turned to the offense coordinator and said, he's yours from now on. Someone has to take responsibility and work with him and try and get him settled.
All day, baby. All day. All day, baby.
Go.
I got it.
Go.
Now a play fake here on first down. Campbell making the catch. Touchdown, Indianapolis. Harris Campbell, his 5th touchdown now on the year. And the Colts strike quickly here for 6 points.
Well, this is exactly where I expect teams to take a shot. Right after a turnover, you count on the defense being a little bit jumbled coming out on the field, maybe catch them back on their heels, and that's exactly what they did there. They threw it downfield and really created a big play.
Yeah, you said jumbled. They were the definition of jumbled defensively. One play and into the end zone. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And he'll wind up about 4 yards shy of where he would have been if he had taken a knee, as they'll start at the 21-yard line.
At their own 21-yard line.
The Titans offense set to begin the drive. They've shown precious little here offensively thus far as they try again with a first down now.
Box drop.
Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. Going down the middle, and it's complete. Great way to start the drive. 20 big ones and a first down.
First down, Tennessee.
Thus far, it hasn't been a real fun half for them, but a play like that may get them off the schneid a little bit, get them loosened up and moving.
Kind of seems like they've been sleepwalking and still sitting on 0 points.
And it's not always making an adjustment. Sometimes it's just going back to what you know can work and finally getting it done.
The completion good for 3, and it's second down. And, boy, they had high praise for this rookie receiver when we asked the coaches about him, didn't they?
They certainly did, and obviously they liked his measurables, otherwise they wouldn't have brought him onto the team. Height, weight, speed, all of that. But how about what they really said? Competitiveness. That's what they really liked about him. The way he goes after the football, competes for it, and decides when it's in the air, it's his and only his.
The Titans going to use the first of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with just under 50 seconds remaining in half number 1. Tannehill now, after the pick on the last drive, 3 for 3 to start this drive. It's first and 10. Back to throw, Tannehill. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off by the rookie from Temple, Rock Ya-Sin. And he will return this one to the 30-yard line.
So that's back-to-back drives where they've thrown an interception. Ordinarily, we look at the offense and say, what's going on with your scheme? Maybe we should look at the defense and just give them a whole lot of credit. They've got them frustrated right now.
The Colts come to the line ready to start their next drive. You've got under a minute to go here until halftime. You got the good-sized lead. No need to do anything crazy.
No, there really is no need to do anything crazy. The smart play, go ahead and take it.
And the Titan defense steps up here, and down he goes. Harold Landry make that now 8 sacks for him on the season.
Brandon, if I'm an offensive coordinator and I see an all-out rush like that, I file it away because I'm going to use their aggressiveness against them as this game goes on. I'm going to hit them with a screen soon.
54's Mike. 54's Mike. Check, check. Watch 54. Watch 54. Get it.
Second and long. He's going to air one out. And that will be incomplete. 4 ticks left here on the clock. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down. This time they stay on the ground, and he won't be close to a first down as he runs into a wall right around the line of scrimmage. So we reach halftime here in a 10-point game as we send you down to Orlando where Jonathan Coachman has our EA Sports halftime report. Coach. Second half ready to get underway. The Colts with a lead, and they will receive the football. That's fielded in the end zone. And he won't return this one. He'll go down to a knee, and they'll start at the 25. The Indy offense at the line and set to go. They built a good first-half lead. Now they have a chance to add on to it.
And what I'm thinking is that the offensive staff spent the entire halftime just working with them on, here's what we think they're going to do to attack us in the second half. Nice first half that we've had, guys, but be prepared for some change-ups. We're going to see them when we kick it off in the second half.
See how they handle any adjustments that might be made defensively. Here's 2nd and 7 now from the 28. They'll keep it on the ground. Swift, they'll only get a couple up to about the 30.
That didn't appear to be a run blitz. He just darted in once he saw the run develop. That appeared to be a case of see ball, get ball.
3rd and 5.
Set. 50, plant.
You don't want none. You don't get it. Pick up the ball.
Ready.
Out of the gun now on 3rd down. He's going to float this. And got his man complete. And he's going to get this down to the 35-yard line. Give him 35 yards there on the 3rd down conversion.
1st and 10 at the 35-yard line.
We go. 8, read.
Learn your job.
Let go.
They'll look to throw here. He's going to find his running back. It's complete. This will be a gain of about 8 to the 27-yard line.
Everyone's got to be able to catch the football. Doesn't matter what position you play, but if you're on offense, be aware a ball may come your way.
Facing a 2nd and 2 after that last catch, good for 8 yards.
It's our time, guys. It's our time.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And they'll be inside the 25 now at the 24. They'll get 3 as the drive continues. It's a 1st down.
3rd quarter and you've got the lead. You're not ready to go into that 4-minute offense to close the game out, but a running game can really benefit your team right now.
Set. 60 outlaw.
Check curls, check curls, check curls.
5.
They'll run on 1st down with Marlon Mack. He's got the 1st down inside the 10. And he takes this one in for a Colts touchdown. Marlon Mack with touchdown number 8 on the year. And the Colts, they add on to their advantage. Always important to get the first score of the second half. Now you start to pull away a little bit and get some breathing room going.
And now we find out about the fortitude of the group that's behind, because they were counting on getting into the game a little bit more, right? Maybe they get the first score. that doesn't happen, it looks almost insurmountable, but it's not. Let's see how hard they play the rest of the game.
Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. That'll be taken in the end zone. And he'll get it up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25.
The Titans take over first and 10 at their own 26-yard line.
The Titans offense set to begin the drive. And their halftime hole now even deeper. They need a big drive here just to answer the first touchdown of the second half scored against them.
They were down at the half. Now, as you mentioned, they're down a little bit bigger, but no time for discouragement. Just got to get back to it, right? Put your shoulder against the boulder and start pushing and try and get back to where you were to start the half.
That last catch short of the marker by just a yard leaves him with a very manageable 2nd and 1. Now it's Tannehill. It's brought in by Adam Humphries. And he'll bring it up here to right at the 40-yard line. A gain of 5, good enough for the first down. Now a first down throw, Tannehill. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. The former number 1 overall pick, Jadeveon Clowney, in there to get him sack number 14 for him on the year. To try again after the sack, Tannehill. And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's 3rd down. We saw this a lot in the first half, and it continues. These receivers just not able to get much separation.
So that means they have to win the 50-50 balls. They've got to go up with the defender and find a way to start coming down with them.
And this time, contact and another incomplete pass. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. To throw is Tannehill. He's going to launch this thing. He's got a man complete. And he's going to get this down to the 35-yard line. It'll go as an impressive 31-yard gain. Obviously, they're not where they want to be right now on the scoreboard. Big plays like that, though, that'll trend them in the right direction.
Yeah, a few more like that, they'll be right back in the game. And if they can continue to do that, maybe they'll inspire their defense as well and get a few stops.
So that changes things a bit. Here's a 1st and 10 all the way down at the 35. Now this one over the middle into the hands of his tight end, complete. Give him 16 yards there, a Tennessee first down.
There are so many things to watch for when you play defense. And reading your keys, you always hear about that, and having your eyes in the right place. Sometimes your eyes can fool you. How about that play action there? And it sprang the big guy, didn't it?
Able to dump it over the top to him. Tannehill now. 5 straight completions here in this second half. 1st and 10. Now a throw to the end zone on 1st down, but it winds up incomplete. Jonnu Smith, the tight end, is intended receiver, but it'll be 2nd down. After the incompletion, here's 2nd and 10 from the 20. Tannehill throwing again. And this one complete to Smith. And they corral him just a couple yards shy of the end zone. 17 yards on the play as they try to eat into this 17-point deficit. Trying to punch it in with Henry. And he will fight his way into the end zone for a touchdown. Derrick Henry with his 16th touchdown of the year. And the Titans are able to close the gap just a bit. Greg Joseph on for the extra point. And it's 17-7.
Next to score, Colts 17, Titans 7.
So the lead back down to 10 as things get a little more interesting, and the kick is away. That's fielded in the end zone. And the decision to come out is going to cost him 5 as he's taken down right at the 20.
The Colts take over 1st and 10 at their own
The Colts come to the line ready to start their next drive. They were able to extend their lead with an opening drive touchdown here in the third quarter, but that just got matched a moment ago.
So we know that what they discussed at the half worked. Now, what are the counters to that, right? You don't just run the same things over and over. Some do, but many will also show something and then come back with something else to keep the defense off balance.
It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3.
2nd and 3 at the 27-yard line.
A good run got 7 on first. Here's 2nd and 3.
You got nothing today. You got nothing.
5.
They'll keep it on the ground. Swift. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. It'll go as a loss of a yard, and it'll set up 3rd down.
3rd and 3.
Let's go now. 70, Indy.
And that is going to do it for this third quarter of action. You are watching the NFL on EA Sports. The Colts on 3rd down. They've hit it 50%, 3 of 6 to this point. This time it's 3rd and 3.
Go, go.
They'll set up to throw. Oh, incomplete. Nearly the pick they needed. They would have loved one there, but at least it does get them to 4th down. First quarter, Charles, you really emphasized the importance of winning the turnover battle as a visiting team, as an underdog. They haven't forced a single turnover in this game.
And right now they're losing, so no turnovers might lead to no victory.
Now on 4th down, on is the punt team sending this one away. With it is Jackson. A big kick there. We'll call it 56 yards on the punt. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10.
At their own 24-yard line.
The Titans offense set to begin the drive, and they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline, because when you score
nowhere to escape, and he goes down.
Well, so much for setting the tone of the drive offensively. Giving up a big sack that loses that kind of yardage, not a great start.
That huge loss on the sack makes this job much more difficult. It's now 2nd down and 22 yards to go. Here's Tannehill. Got him in. It's Brown. That one covers 29 yards. 1st down.
This possession means so much for them. They've got to focus on this drive and find a way to make this a one-possession game.
Yes.
Got to get a score.
Yeah, so good with a field goal. Don't necessarily need a touchdown. Tannehill now. A perfect 8 for 8 to start the second half. Not bad. 1st and 10. Tannehill now to throw. Goes underneath for Henry. And taking it across midfield and just shy of the 40. The catch and run, good for 18 and a 1st down.
All right, this is the time of the game where they're down a couple of scores, and they've really got to get some yards in chunks, and they know the defense doesn't want to give those up, but they've got to find a way to take them anyway.
Now the question is, can they string a few of those together? So the ball moves from their own 41 to the other 41 here for 1st and 10. Out of the gun, Tannehill. Under pressure, and he's going to go down. Tannehill sacked. Darius Leonard racking up sack number 12 for him on the year.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
That huge loss on the sack makes this job much more difficult. It's now 2nd down and 22 yards to go. They'll fake the handoff. Now Tannehill. This will be caught by Brown. That one good for 26 and a first down. And just a small glimpse there as to why they like this rookie so much.
And that's why they lit up a little bit in our meetings with the coaching staff, didn't they?
When we talked about him, they did.
Yeah, they like his work ethic. This guy's running every route well in the route tree and getting better at it all the time, really honing his game. They expect a pretty good jump out of him as things continue to move on.
Now from Colts territory, here's a 1st and 10 at the 27. Here's Tannehill. Oh, he got position on him, and he pulls it in. Add the gain here to the previous play, and it's better than 40 yards total.
Never make the mistake that the slot receivers, especially the little guys like we're watching here, are just quicker than fast. A lot of them combine quickness and speed, and they catch a lot of footballs, as we just saw there.
And into the end zone for a Tennessee touchdown. Derrick Henry. His second touchdown of the game, 17th on the year. As they are now just an extra point away from making this a 3-point game. Extra point was hooking, but he does make it through. And now things get a bit more interesting here in this fourth quarter. So just a 3-point game now as they send this one away. That's fielded in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. The Indy offense at the line and set to go. They're holding on right now to that slim advantage in a one-score game. And you hear a lot about 2-minute offense and 4-minute offense. Obviously, the 4-minute offense applies here. How do they run that effectively?
Yeah, really what the 4-minute offense is you're just trying to grind the clock. So you want consistent gains, steady gains. Doesn't have to be big plays, but it has to be plays that gets first downs and keeps the ball away from your opponent.
But certainly throwing the ball is in the mix here.
It certainly is. Just make sure that you're careful with it. And again, get those first downs, keep possession of the football.
They'll keep it on the ground. Swift, and he's swallowed up right near the line of scrimmage. Call it no gain there, and it brings forth a 3rd and long.
And this is why the head coach gets paid the big bucks. Look at where they are in this situation, partner. Do you throw the ball here in a long-distance situation? Do you run it again and trust your defense and make sure you take care of the ball and punt it away? What kind of options do you have here, and what do you trust more on your team?
Yeah, they may have just pushed him back into that throwing situation. We'll see. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted. Picked by Kevin Byard. And a super return as he gets us all the way down inside the 25-yard line. Well, holding on to the lead at this stage in the second half, those are the types of plays you really want to try and stay away from.
And when you're a rookie, keeping your focus is something that you still have to work on all the time because there's so many distractions around you between the crowd noise and your coaches and your teammates. But the other part, you've got to learn how to finish. The 2 F's for a rookie quarterback.
And a short gain here down to the 22. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
Ready, ready! 18 Gator!
At the Colts 22-yard line.
Switch it, come on, switch it. Greystone, travel.
On 2nd and 9, Tannehill throwing the out route incomplete. It's Brown. An 11-yard pickup for the Titans and a 1st down. Tell you what, he's been able to put the ball in some tight spots all game long. That throw, no different.
Yeah, a lot of people would call it a gutsy type of a throw. I think he looks at it as, I can do it, so it's not that big of a deal to me, and I'm going to keep firing.
Ready?
3 points separating these two sides with 2 minutes left to go in the 4th.
Let's go, let's do this!
So the Titans in possession of the football here as we get you reset. They come up on a 1st and 10, desperately needing a score here on what could be their final drive. And they'll lose yardage here. They go backwards to the 13-yard line. It's a loss of 2 there, bringing up 2nd down.
Brings up 2nd and 12 at the 13-yard line.
Here we go, here we go. 10-2 stop.
Watch that in. Watch that in.
Again, it's Henry. They get 11 back on that one. It leads to 3rd down. Missed tackles may doom this team.
I just had a bad flashback. That's why I'm sitting up here with you right now. You've got to tackle him inbounds. You've got to wrap him up.
Ready? 18, Gator.
Hey, tight. Right. He's tight right here. He's tight on the right.
Get it.
They'll try to run for the first with Henry. He's not going to get there. That won't even be close. It was blown up in the backfield. The Colts going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. So on 4th down, out trots the kicker in a big spot here from the right hash, and this one just a chippy. The kick by Joseph is good. And with a little more than a minute to go, we are all tied. Now, we knew this had the potential to be a tight game, but with less than 3 minutes to play, couldn't be any tighter. We're all tied.
All locked up, right? And this next drive is going to tell us everything we need to know about this game because I want to see how they come out with the football. Are they going to be aggressive and attack downfield? You still got the 2-minute warning to come up? Or are they going to be conservative and try and hold on and maybe just get to overtime?
Some good games going on in the early window. This might be the best of the bunch.
Recon, 132 fighter. Ready? Big grip.
Now it's Hines. Oh, he's got some breathing room. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. Indianapolis moving the chains there on a gain of 12.
Now you're right on the edge of field goal range. You've still got time, but get up to the line of scrimmage and get set.
Hey, let's go.
Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. And this is going to be intercepted. Picked up by the USC man, Adoree Jackson. And a terrific return as he takes this thing all the way down near the 20-yard line. Johnson was the intended receiver. CD, I know it's just his 2nd year in the league as a quarterback, but that's going to be one when he flips on the tape. He's like, I shouldn't have thrown that ball.
No doubt about it, and his coaching staff will be emphatic about he shouldn't have thrown that ball. But remember, 2nd year, as you noted, on-the-job training, so he's got to take this feedback that he's getting, negative or otherwise, and turn it into positives moving forward.
10th carry now for Derrick Henry. And he will lose yardage here back at the 23-yard line. Now the Colts going to burn the 2nd of their timeouts as the clock will stop with just under 30 seconds left to go. So the opening play of the drive goes backwards. Now they'll come up on 2nd and 12. They'll run it again with Henry. The 2nd down play, not much better than the first, just a gain of 1 there.
All right, my man, this is now where it's risk-reward. Because on defense, you've got to crowd the line of scrimmage. You've got to get in all the gaps, get up tight on everyone, and try and force the field goal attempt here. You can't let them break one big, but you know something, you crowd the line of scrimmage. If they do pop one, it's going to go a long way.
Yeah, I was going to say, could take it to the house, but the magnitude of this possible upcoming field goal, every yard counts. So now this one's going to rest on the foot of their 2nd-year kicker. And we will get a timeout with 2 ticks left. So now this one's going to rest on the foot of their 2nd-year kicker. 2 seconds on the clock. This for the win. His kick is good. And the Titans are going to win the football game. Well, a little drama there at the end, but really this thing was already decided. The late points get scored, and then it ends on the kickoff.
And I'm right there with you, partner. At the end of the game, they knew what they had to do. Just make sure you don't cough up the football at the end. Just take care of it, and victory was theirs, and that's exactly what they did.
So for Tennessee, it's an important win for their playoff hopes as they move to 8-4. And they'll get another road test next week as they head to Oakland to take on the Raiders. Meanwhile, for Indianapolis, they fall to 6-6 now on the campaign. And they'll try to get back on the beam next week as they'll head to Tampa to take on the Bucs. And for Charles Davis and our entire crew here at EA Sports, I'm Brandon Gaudin saying so long, everybody.